Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Jake, and today, probably as you can see by the video that's playing in the background, I'm going to be talking about something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is pitchers hitting. Um, it's 2021, and I have come to terms basically that I feel like this is going to be the last year that the DH will not be in the NL. Um, I know how much the MLB hates pitchers hitting, how much they want it to be gone. So in today's video, I'll be talking about why I think pitchers should be hitting in the NL, and why it's important and why it makes the game that I love so unique and so different compared to every other sport. And just to show, I'm just going to show pitchers hitting in the background. It's so beautiful in every way. Um, but I think it's important to go over a little bit of history about the DH and about pitchers hitting. So since the dawn of time, since baseball has been played, so for basically about 160 years, um, pitchers have been hitting. It wasn't until 1973 that's when the American League temporarily adopted the DH. And then after a couple of years, they had a temporary window of using it, kind of as an experimental rule. And after a couple of years, they loved it so much that they adopted it. And so they've had it since 1973, and it looks like they're not changing. The NL, except for 2020, has never had the DH. Fun fact, the DH is actually not automatic. You actually have to put it in your lineup that you have a DH. A couple years ago, Madison Bumgarner for the San Francisco Giants, while they played in Oakland, he hit for himself and he went 1 for 4 with a double. So, but I'm just here to talk about, that it's different and that the history of it and why it's important. So now that the people understand where, when it originated, the DH, I actually don't dislike the DH. Like the concept, I do like it that it's different in both leagues. And the biggest reason I hear of why pitchers shouldn't be hitting is because of stuff like this. They just pull up video or they see it on TV of pitchers hitting, usually of the American League variety teams hitting, guys that have never hit before, guys that don't pick up a bat ever. They see this stuff and they say it's embarrassing. These guys don't need to be hitting, all this type of stuff. I don't understand that logic because the whole concept is we suck at it, so we should just give up. These guys are some of the best athletes in the world. And there have been some good hitters over time that have been pitchers. Now Shohei Ohtani, he's a pitcher and a hitter. I mean, that's kind of different, but I think that is just such a there's no logic in that. Hey, we're so bad at it, we should just give up and stop trying. So, but it's because of stuff like this, guys hitting, swinging the bat they don't really care. They stand up there, they take for 2 strikes and then they swing away. I think that is really, really not sound logic. But anyway, the biggest reason I enjoy the NL being different, I'm not saying the DH should go away. I'm just saying that the NL should not have it. And people will come and say, well, think about all the guys that wouldn't have a career. People like David Ortiz, people like Nelson Cruz now. That's true, but I'm glad that they have the AL as an escape because they won't have to play the field there. But in the NL, it's kind of more of a thinking man's game. There's more strategy, because that number 8 hitter comes up. You can pitch around them, you can walk them, then your pitcher comes up to bat. So it really puts pressure on the team to hit better, especially at the top of the lineup. And it also adds value to some guys who in the AL wouldn't be as valuable. Guys like when I was growing up, people like Mike Leake, Bronson Arroyo. Michael Lorenzen, people who put the ball in play, who can run the bases, who can hit. Steven Brault right now for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's not playing right now because he's hurt, but in 2019 he came up and he pinch hit a lot in low leverage situations. So it adds value to guys that wouldn't have as much value in the AL compared to the NL. Another reason that people like to point to that, it's not entertaining to see pitchers hit, and I could not disagree with that anymore. Because, look at this. When you don't expect something interesting to happen or something good to happen, it's so much more interesting and fun when something does happen. So that's another reason that I hear people say, like, we should have the DH, because it's not, it's a guaranteed out. That's not true. Some guys, it's not true whatsoever. Like DeGrom, when DeGrom comes to hit, that's not a guaranteed out at all. Guy's hitting like 375 this year. You can't just throw meatballs right down the middle because he'll hurt you. He'll touch you up real bad. I think perhaps the biggest problem that would come with the DH being universal in both leagues is it would take away a lot of strategy from the game. I'm showing you a clip of a double switch and confusion that brings that a double switch brings. So, like in the AL, there is no double switches, or there's no reason for them to happen because pitchers don't hit, so there's no pinch hitters for them. Yes, they do pinch hit for people in the AL, but it's very rare, and it's only when guys are not hitting well or there's a situation where there's a platoon advantage to pinch hitting. So, I think it would just take away a lot of strategy from the game, and I don't think that would be a good thing for the game. And I think that would be moving too far away from baseball's roots. And I know that they're trying to change the game a lot, and I disagree with it. They changed the extra inning rule. They have 7-inning doubleheaders. They want the NL and they want the DH in the NL. I know they want to change the game, and they want to move it. I don't know how these are moving it forward. Like, I don't know how that is helping grow the game in a positive way. I don't really understand that, but I understand that they want to change a lot of the rules, and I vehemently disagree. So, but I just kind of wanted to make this video. I wanted to do it while it was still. I didn't want to make this video in retrospect, like, man, I wish that I had gotten my opinion out there about the DH and about pitchers hitting. So, I've kind of come to terms that it's not going to be there anymore, and I have come to just accept it, and that I'm really just enjoying seeing the NL as the NL for the last time, and the last true way is as the way baseball should be played, if I would say so myself. So I really do appreciate it. This is my first video of this style of a commentary over a topical situation. So if you guys could leave some feedback, it would be awesome. And I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one.